Okay, now the next is relation between linear and angular displacements. How we relate them? This is the circular motion, point O, about the z-axis, anti-clockwise. First position A, that is r vector, and second position at B, OB, that is r plus dr vector, and this is d theta. Now A to B vector, this is the linear displacement dr vector, and about this d theta direction, again this right hand thumb rule, and this is the d theta vector. Now this angular displacement d theta is AB arc upon this radius, or we can say that dr upon r, and this dr is equal to r d theta. This dr is equal to r d theta. And in vector form, how we represent this relation? Dr vector is d theta vector cross r vector, because these are the vector quantities. And from this, how we explain this direction? Let me say that this is the r vector, and this is the d theta vector, and the cross product of d theta cross r, that will show the dr vector, that is tangent to this, that is dr vector. So dr vector is the cross product of d theta and r vector. This is the relation between linear and angular displacement, and this is the cross product, and by using this we calculate the relation between them and direction of dr vector. Next we have the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity. For explaining this relation, we draw this diagram, circular motion. This is point O. OA vector is r vector, and this OB vector is r plus dr vector. Now r plus delta r vector. This is delta r vector, and this is delta theta angular displacement. Now this is the motion with angular velocity omega, that is written as delta theta upon delta t, and here the delta theta is omega delta t, that is the angular velocity, that is delta theta, this displacement, that is, we can consider that the definition, angular displacement per angular time, and this one. And the definition of angle is arc AB upon radius. Here the arc is for the small time interval delta t. For this small time interval, we are considering this delta time interval very small. For this small time interval, this arc is approximately equal to the magnitude of this vector, and this OA radius, that is OA or OB, that is approximately equal to r. So this delta theta is equal to delta r magnitude upon r. So when body is in circular motion, linear displacement is delta r and angular displacement is delta theta. This is angular velocity. Delta theta is omega delta t, and this angular displacement is also defined as AB vector upon r. So from this equation, delta theta, what we got from this equation? Delta r magnitude upon r is equal to omega delta t. So we write delta r upon delta t, that is equal to omega r, and when we give the limits on both sides, approaches to 0, delta r upon delta t, that is limit delta t approaches to 0 omega r. This is called dr upon dt omega r, and this dr upon dt is called linear velocity, that is omega r. So linear velocity is equal to angular velocity into this radius of circular motion, and in vector form it is written as omega vector cross r vector. displacement. So very important relation. First you write this angular velocity, then you write the definition of this displacement, then equate the terms, then give the limiting value, and from this value, this can be calculated by using this relation that we derive here, that is dr vector, that is equal to dt into r vector. If we divide both sides with the dt, this becomes velocity omega across r vector. This is the relation that is between linear velocity and angular velocity. This is the relation between linear displacement and angular displacement. Now if we have the relation between angular acceleration and linear acceleration, this is dv upon dt, and this velocity is equal to r omega. And if we considering this derivative dv upon dt, then r d omega upon dt. Now this dv upon dt is called acceleration A, and this is called angular acceleration alpha. So what's the relation? That is A equal to r alpha, or in vector form, A vector is alpha vector cross r vector. This is the relation in vector form. So these are the relation between linear displacement, angular displacement, linear velocity, angular velocity, linear acceleration and angular acceleration. Now we have discussing this relations or acceleration for non-uniform circular motion. Non-uniform circular motion. We have considering its acceleration. Let we have the body in circular motion, that is non-uniform, with circular path r vector, that is the position vector, angular velocity, linear velocity, and we have the relation v is equal to omega cross r vector. Now this acceleration means derivative of it, and when we considering its derivative omega r, we apply the rule of derivative here. How we written it? First derivative of second plus second derivative of second into this one. So this is called dr upon dt omega cross v plus alpha cross r. So the acceleration for non-uniform circular motion is sum of the two accelerations. This is linear velocity and this is angular acceleration, angular accelerations. Now this term is called the radial component of acceleration. And how we explain this term? If we consider this motion, again this motion, this is point O, let the body is rotating in this direction. Now this is the point A, where we say that this is angular velocity omega, because d theta is along z-axis, then angular velocity is along z-axis, and this is the tangent to linear velocity v. Now we have this cross product omega cross v vector, and what is the direction? Omega cross v vector. V vector is transverse. When we apply the right hand thumb rule, omega cross v vector, because this v vector is like if the circular motion, and this is the tangent part. So omega cross v, that is right hand rule. So this is the omega cross v, that is called centripetal acceleration, radial acceleration, and it is written as a vector omega cross v, and maximum value is sine 90 degree or omega v. This is called the centripetal acceleration, and this centripetal acceleration is also called the radial component of this total acceleration. Now this component, again at this point, we just again draw, we considering the point A. Now the acceleration alpha is again in the direction of omega vector, because this is the angular acceleration. Now this is the radius position vector, and this is alpha vector cross r vector. Now this r vector is outward. This is the cross product, alpha cross r, and this cross product gives the alpha cross r, that is the transverse component, and the second is called transverse component, that is alpha into r, and this is again alpha r sine 90 degree. So in non-uniform circular motion, if we represent it like this, center, again this point A, the total acceleration is the sum of two accelerations. One is called centripetal acceleration radial, that is along the radius AC. Second is the transverse, that is along this direction AT, and these two are perpendicular, and this is show the net angular net acceleration for non-uniform this motion, and AC square AT square total, this is r omega square plus this can be r alpha square. And how we get the direction? Tan theta. If we say that this is the direction, this is AC upon AT, and this is r omega square r alpha, that is omega square upon alpha. So for non-uniform, the total acceleration is a component form, is the combination of two. One is called centripetal acceleration or radial because it acts along the radius towards the center, and the second one is called the transverse component, that is along the transverse, and this is the total acceleration for a non-uniform circular motion. Okay, then we have the equations of motion for the circular motions. Now we have the terms for, like we have the equations. V is u plus at. So here final velocity, initial velocity, acceleration t. S is equal to ut plus half at square. So theta omega naught t plus half alpha t square. And the third one is v square u square 2as omega square omega naught square 2 alpha theta. So here we are considering this is the initial velocity. To calculate it by using the calculus method, alpha is d omega upon dt. So d omega is alpha dt, and when we taking their integration 0 to t initial omega naught to omega, its integration is omega, its integration is t, so it become omega minus omega naught alpha t or omega naught plus alpha t. The steps are same as we done for this derivation, only the terms are different. And for the second, omega is d theta upon dt, then d theta is omega dt, or d theta is omega naught plus alpha t dt, or we say omega naught dt alpha t dt d theta. And when we taking its integration, dt alpha t dt 0 to t 0 to t 0 to theta. So this is theta 0 to theta omega naught t 0 to t plus alpha, this is t square by 2 0 to t. So this is theta omega naught t alpha by 2 t square. This is the second equation. Omega dt value, this integration, put the values. And for the last one, this is d omega upon dt. So multiply d theta, this alpha is d theta upon dt, this is d omega upon d theta. Now this is omega d theta, this value, and this alpha d theta is omega d omega, then integration 0 to theta, this is the integration omega naught to omega. So alpha theta 0 to theta, this is omega square by 2 omega naught to omega. So alpha theta omega square omega naught square by 2 what you got the third equation, this one. Here we don't use the time here, so we use this equation. So these are the equations for the this circular motion, where we use the different terms, like the omega is the angular velocity, and the theta is the angular displacement, and alpha is the angular acceleration. Now we have centripetal acceleration. How we derive this equation, this centripetal acceleration, or this is called the radial acceleration, which always act along the radius towards the center of uniform circular motion. Because for the non-uniform circular motion, we have studied that for non-uniform circular motion, the total acceleration is the sum of the two accelerations. This is called centripetal acceleration, and this is called transverse acceleration. But when the motion is a uniform motion, then omega is constant. And when omega is constant, what is alpha? D omega is dt. Derivative of constant is 0. Means only one component exists for the acceleration, and that acceleration is called the centripetal acceleration. So now we derive this. We have the two methods. This is the circular motion, axis y, oy dash, that we have the point P here. This is the starting point A, coordinate xy, this anti-clockwise motion. This is r theta, that we have the perpendicular here m. This is x and this is y. This is the values. And how we write the values? By this here angle, this theta, and theta, this theta is equal to omega t, when omega is the centripetal acceleration. This omega is the centripetal, omega is the angular velocity. Theta is equal to omega t. Now how we write? We write x is equal to r cos theta, that is r cos omega t. Y is equal to r sin theta, r sin omega t. Cos theta here, cos theta is x by r, sin theta is y by r. So how we write this position vector? This position vector is written as xi cap yj cap, means r cos omega t I cap plus r sin omega t j cap. This is the position vector. Now what is the velocity? That is the derivative of this position vector. Now we have to take the derivative of this equation. Now the derivative is r cos the derivative minus sin omega t omega I cap plus r cos omega t omega j cap, means minus r omega sin omega t I cap plus r omega cos omega t j cap. This is called velocity. Now how we calculate the acceleration? That is the derivative of velocity, means derivative of sine, minus r omega cos omega t omega I cap, minus cos का derivative minus sine, that is minus r omega sin omega t omega j cap, means minus omega square r cos omega t I cap. If we considering this omega square minus common, then here r sin omega t j cap. Now what is this value? This value is position vector. So this acceleration is minus omega square r, and this is called centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration. Negative sign means this radius position vector is outward from the circle, and this acceleration is towards the center of the circle or along the radius. This negative sign signify this, and if magnitude, we write this. We have this relation omega r. So by using this, we have v square upon r, and one more thing, this is written as omega v. So this is called the centripetal acceleration. This is the one method where we use the position vector concept to derive this. Now we have the one more method how we explain the centripetal acceleration. We considering the particle is revolving in circular motion. This is the point A at O. Any time at t time, this is A. This is the velocity. And after some time at point B, the velocity is v plus delta v, because we have to calculate the acceleration. So we have to calculate the change in velocity. So this is angle delta theta. Okay. Now we have to calculate the change in velocity. So we define it. We again draw this. We have a point P which represent this. That is PL v vector, and now represent this at the same here, that is PM, that is v plus delta v. Now this LM is delta v vector, and this is again the angle delta theta. Now we have angular velocity delta theta upon delta t, and what is this delta theta? Omega delta t. That's, we consider it first equation. Now from this, how we define this angle? Angle is defined as arc upon radius. We are considering the small time delta t, that is very small. In this small time, this LM magnitude, that is delta v, is treated as arc, whose radius is PL approximately PM, that is v. So for the small time delta t, this LM, that is delta v, is considering as arc of radius v. So this delta theta is delta v upon v. This is the equation 2. So this is equation 1, this is equation 2. So from 1 and 2, delta v upon v, that is equal to omega delta t. And we considering it delta v upon delta t, omega v, and when we have the limit delta t approaches to 0, delta v upon delta t, that is a limit delta t approaches to 0, omega v. How we write this? This is written as dv upon dt omega v, and this is called acceleration omega v. So this is the centripetal acceleration, and if we use v is equal to omega r, this become omega square r, and if we use omega is equal to v upon r, this become v upon square r. So this is the centripetal acceleration, whose direction is along the radius towards the center, always opposite to the position vector. So thank you.